let's talk about the FA Cup because that was crazy. We'll start off.
Unbelievable. I love the FA Cup.
You do love the FA Cup. Like the FA Cup for you is something special. But Man City beat Chelsea 1-0.
Yeah.
Bernardiki. Have you watched it?
Bernardiki.
Bernardo
Silva.
Bernardo Silva. It had to be him. And I loved it. Great play from him. Great goal. Overall, Man City, though, looked tired. They did not.
They did, yeah.
They looked rough, and I can't blame them.
Well, they're coming off
extra time
120 minutes against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Where they dominated possession and they just couldn't break through. And they went all the way to penalties. And coming out of that game, you have, Haaland and De Bruyne who asked to be subbed off, which is very strange to me. I think we definitely need to talk about that. Haaland didn't play in this game. De Bruyne did, which, it actually really bothered me that he played.
That who De Bruyne played?
That De Bruyne played.
Oh, he was not
because
himself.
If you play Real Madrid, you ask to be taken off just before penalties in extra time against Real Madrid. I don't want to see you in that FA Cup game.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're being asked to be taken off in such a big game, you're the most important player on the team. And I don't know the injury, so this is pure speculation on my point. You must be seriously injured. Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To the point where you literally cannot play. But the fact that he did end up playing the semifinal tells me that he probably had more left in the tank in that game and decided to be taken off for whatever reason. And that concerns me.
Yeah.
Greatly. It really does. Haaland didn't play, so clearly there's an issue there.
Yeah.
Whether it's fatigue or I don't know what that is. But I didn't like that.
They said
from
he
Kevin
was
De Bruyne.
he had an illness or something. What were they saying on day
who
of?
knows?
It was
who knows?
One of those.
But missed opportunity for Chelsea, I would say.
They had better chances overall. Absolutely.
And also, throughout an entire season, especially in a semifinal, when do you get the chance to play a tired Manchester City that is undermanned?
That was it.
Right?
Yeah.
You never get those opportunities. And the opportunities were there for Nico Jackson.
No.
Who he's got the yips.
No,
that's the only way I can explain it.
You can't say it.
No, he's got him because this has been a trend throughout the entire season. You can do a highlight pack of just missing sitters, the whole penalty situation the past week, right? Where him, Madueke, and Palmer were fighting over the ball.
That's insane.
It's been a strange season for Nico Jackson. I will say this, though. Once he figures it out and puts it together, he's going to be a force because Chelsea creates so many chances for the guy.
Yeah.
But it was a massive wasted opportunity for Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Nico Jackson, just on that, he's so insecure with the ball. You can tell, he doesn't know, he doesn't trust himself. He just kept dragging the ball. Keeper's coming out. I'm like, just trip it. Just holding onto the ball. It was bad. He had two for sure. But overall, Chelsea had better chances than City, and you could see. But
yeah, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say the thing is with City though, they still got the job done.
The handball.
Oh, the handball.
How was that not called? This could be a trend throughout this podcast, by the way.
Oh yeah,
VAR decisions and refereeing.
We're pissed off today.
So it's Cole Palmer takes the free kick, and it's near the end of the game. Jack Grealish is in the wall. He jumps. The wall kind of opens up. The ball clearly hits him on the arm in the box. Nothing.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. I don't understand. There's no consistency to the way referees are using VAR as well. Do you know what I mean? They need to review, anything in the box needs to be reviewed. I want to hear you or see you touching your ear, stop the play, go run to your little thing and look at the, monitor.
No, you want to see that for everything that happens in the box?
It's one or the other. Either get rid of it, which is what I've always wanted. I don't want VAR. I'd rather, I miss the days when, Luis Suarez is scoring a handball goal for Uruguay in the 2010 World Cup. And it pisses you off, but that was football.
Henry against Ireland, where he moved the ball in. I don't want to see that.
Oh my God, I love it.
I don't want to see that.
I love it.
The thing is, I don't understand the whole operation of it because if the referee were to call that a handball penalty in the box, then it would have to be reviewed by VAR.
Yeah.
But because he didn't, VAR, for whatever reason, which I find very strange, does not intervene.
But they try not to over intervene. Sorry. Because they don't usually want to make a call against the referee, right? They have to look like they're kind of in.
They got it. That needs to change.
Yeah, but that's a thing. They try not to.
Well, there is protection there. Mike Dean actually talked about that, which is very strange. So that's happening at the top level in terms of VAR and VAR assistance. But listen, it's a clear handball. We have 10 different cameras looking
Yeah.
at it. Every angle is showing a handball in the box. Chelsea have a right to be pissed off after that.
Should they write a letter?
They probably will if they haven't already. Friggin' letters. Dude.
Yeah. No, it's really unfortunate. These are things that could have changed the game incredibly. And like I said, Chelsea, they probably could have won this game. But Manchester City.
I just want one thing for Chelsea. It was sad to see Thiago Silva cry after that game.
Yeah.
Because I think he realized it's probably one of his last semifinals in Europe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's done so
Going
much,
back to
so much for
Brazil.
the game. I'm happy he won the Champions League. There's one player, like, I don't know if you feel this way, that I feel like he's universally loved and easy to root for, and that's Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
He's done so much for the game. And
So
himself,
much.
he's super, super decorated. He won the Champions League with Chelsea, which he tried to do with AC Milan. He tried to do with PSG, couldn't get over the line.
Yeah.
He's done well with Brazil, obviously.
Two Copa Americas.
Two Copa Americas, hasn't won the big one, but regardless, amazing career, great defender.
Yeah. And did you end up watching that documentary, Captains of the World?
I watched his.
Yeah. Oh.
I watched his, and he had tuberculosis.
Yeah.
is the way he
I had
said
the
it.
tears in my eyes. I was like, it's so amazing.
He almost died.
Yeah, that's
He almost
crazy.
died,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Great story.
Great story. Unlike Coventry, we were rooting for you over here. My oh my, the penalty.
Oh God!
Penalty breaks my heart. Come on.
Forget the penalty.
Okay. Okay. Where do you?
The offside.
All right. Start with that.
Okay, hold on. Where are we gonna start? Because we got this is like
No,
United. This is Coventry
Yeah,
being robbed.
okay.
And this is something that happened after penalties that I need to talk about. Where do we start?
We have to start from the beginning. Okay. United, Coventry. United go up 3-0.
3-0
3.
to a championship side
3.
at Wembley.
First half, you're thinking, I can turn this off. It's over. I don't need to watch this. No, because it's United. All of a sudden, it starts to collapse. Coventry go up 1, 2, 3. Next thing you know, no, we have to talk about. There's certain things in here we have to talk about.
Yeah, so United go up 3-0, and the game, if you're Manchester United, should be done and dusted.
It should be.
It is over. I don't care if they only had one fit center back in the lineup, being Harry Maguire, and Casemiro's beside him. And this is no disrespect to Coventry City, who've had a fantastic season. I think they were probably robbed, but in the current landscape of football with VAR, this is just the way things pan out. But if you're Manchester United, you have to be completely embarrassed after that game.
Yeah.
There is no... In what world are United, one of the biggest teams, if not the biggest team in the world, up 3-0 at Wembley in a semifinal against a championship side going all the way to penalties? You cannot give up those 3 goals.
No, you can't. Like a 1-2.
3-0 at half.
No.
That to me...
No, it wasn't at half. It was...
That wasn't at
58th
Okay.
minute was the third. Yeah, I
that
just
to me is a sackable offense.
for
I know Ten Hag has barely had
aren't
a
they
full
just
squad.
riding out the season at this point?
I'm sure. He'd be gone, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That can't happen. If they keep talking about the level of Manchester United and what they need to be and what it was during the Sir Alex Ferguson days, this is so far from that. Right? If you want to keep that standard, then that guy's got to go and half the squad's got to go. It's unacceptable.
It's absolutely unacceptable. And honestly, like Coventry could have won this game. Absolutely.
They should have won the
They
game.
absolutely. Okay, so you want to talk about the offside?
Yeah. So it was, we can pull up the image if you want, but
Yeah.
if you see it, man, what is it? Like a piece of his boot that's over the line?
Yeah, it's like a hair.
And we've seen it called in the Premier League. We've seen it called all across Europe. So we understand it. It's just so unfortunate that Coventry and those fans were robbed of that moment.
Yeah, of course.
After the goal, that place went insane.
Yeah.
And then there's this huge drop off after that when the goal is called off. There's no wonder Coventry had difficulty converting their penalties.
Yeah,
Right?
It shook them.
You hit the peak in terms of emotions,
Yeah.
and then boom.
Like
You
because
hit
that was
the base.
that was at the very end, right? That was
Yeah, that was almost at the end of second half of extra time.
yeah.
Then they went to penalties, and United
tough.
converted, and Coventry didn't.
Yeah,
It was a heartbreaker.
captain taking
It was a heartbreaker, dude.
the penalty at the end there,
Yeah.
and just going over. Yeah, it was really tough. An all Manchester final.
Yeah.
Once again.
Oh, one more thing from that game. So after Rasmus Højlund converted the last penalty,
This way. Yes.
it
Okay.
was a muted celebration from the United players. Like immediately, like Hoyland kind of ran and yelled a little bit. Harry Maguire and Bruno Fernandes immediately turned to the Coventry players and just shook their hands. You can tell they were embarrassed to win that way. Mm-hmm. One player decided to run in front of the Coventry players and do this while laughing at them. Can you name that player? No one's talking about this, but I saw it.
Okay, wait, hold on.
United.
I don't actually know. Okay, hold on. Let me think. Who is the biggest worm on United?
Worm.
Wormy. Okay, well, you said it's not Bruno and Harry. They have. Oh. Anthony? Oh, checks out. What a guy, eh? There's something wrong with him.
I can't stand that guy. Like,
I feel like if you were playing against him, you'd just cleats up immediately.
Oh, like not only are you arguably one of the biggest flops transfers in Premier League history, but you have no class?
Yeah, none.
Look at what your captain is doing. Your captain has his head down, shaking the player's hand, as is Harry Maguire, as is most of the other players on the team. And I don't know what Coventry players were saying to them. Maybe they're trying to get under Anthony's skin or whatever. But that is, to me, that's absolutely classless.
I'm just trying to pull up a picture
If you
here.
do not do that. After the game, Bruno Fernandes in his post-match interview was saying how embarrassed he was.
Because of Anthony or because of the game?
No, because of the game.
Okay, yeah.
So that's how they felt. That's how the captain felt.
Absolutely.
And that's your response to that?
Oh.
You just gave up. You really gave up 4 goals.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an image. There you go.
I'll pull it up.
You really gave up 4 goals to Coventry in a semifinal at Wembley in the FA Cup. That should not be happening.
I mean, and now you got to go play Man City in a final.
Yeah, and that's to me, that's another player. Like when Ten Hag goes, he's got to go with him.
Yeah. No, the attitude is always been an issue.
Yeah, show a little bit of class is all I would say.
No, there's no class. That's really unfortunate. If I were a Coventry player, I'd punch him in the face.
You'd want to, right?
I have nothing left to lose.
Most of them were in tears, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Shout out Haji Wright, by the way. What a baller.
American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Player.
Yeah. They have some great players on that team. Like I was like, this is a good team.
Yeah, they play good football.
Yeah, they do. But going against Manchester City United.
Rematch last year.
Yeah. I mean, it's a final. We always talk about this. FA Cup.
It's City.
What it means, but it's City's.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
especially after this, City are thinking, all right, we're exhausted. We had a week. At least we got the game. You know, we won, whatever, however it may be. You're watching this, you're like, yeah, we're going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say that, and then it's a final, and United could turn up, but there's so many injuries. Who knows who's going to be available for Manchester United? I'm expecting City to come in fantastic form because this is the time of the season where they play extremely well. And what I noticed after that game against Chelsea is that I think the team, there's so much more of a togetherness. I noticed that after the game, and I think it's because they were bumped from the Champions League. Like Pep almost started crying on the sideline. So did Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, there was something going on
because of that defeat to Real Madrid took so much out of them, right?
Yeah, mentally, physically, everything. Yeah.
So I think that win brought them together, and I mean once they regain their fitness, which should be sooner rather than later, they're going to be strong down the run-in, and we're probably looking at another Man City double.